This video will show you how to report on Target B using the Sendai Framework Monitor system. Target B is to substantially reduce the number of affected people globally by 2030, aiming to lower the average global figure per 100,000 between 2020 to 2030 compared to 2005 to 2015. To begin reporting, make sure you have selected the correct reporting year. The year should reflect the year of the data and not the year that you are inputting data. For example, if you are inputting data collected from the calendar year 2017 for the 2018 reporting cycle, then the reporting year selected is 2017. It is important to make sure that the reporting year is correct every time you log into the system, as the selected year may not reset. Indicator B1 is a compound of indicators B2, B3, B4, and B5, which means that data does not need to be entered for B1. If you have entered data into B2 to B5, the system will automatically calculate the value for indicator B1. The system also does the calculation to convert the value to per 100,000. If you are interested, you can see the formulas for these calculations in the technical guidance note for Target B. Starting with indicator B2, input the number of injured or ill people attributed to disasters in this box. Disaggregation of data is optional but encouraged, and you can input any data that you have available. B3 is the number of people whose damaged dwellings were attributed to disasters. Your country may collect data on different levels of damage to homes, like partially or mostly damaged. The Sendai Monitor system does not distinguish between these levels, where dwellings are either damaged or destroyed. For option 1 to enter B3 manually, you will need to know the number of people who live in homes that were damaged during a disaster. This option may be suitable if this data is directly collected in your country. Otherwise, we recommend using the second option for B3 to be calculated, where you will enter the number of damaged dwellings attributed to disasters in box B3A. The system will then calculate B3 using a formula to calculate an average and the data the country coordinator entered on national population and number of households in the metadata section. If you have entered the data for B3A and the system cannot calculate B3, contact your country coordinator to ensure metadata is inputted and correct. Indicator B4 is the number of people whose destroyed dwellings were attributed to disasters. B4 has the same selection of data entry options, where we recommend using the option B4 to be calculated. Enter the number of destroyed dwellings attributed to disasters in box B4A, and the system will calculate B4 based on the national population and number of households entered in the metadata. Indicator B5 is the number of people whose livelihoods were disrupted or destroyed, attributed to disasters. If you would like to enter this data manually, click No, and Yes if you would like the system to automatically calculate this figure. If you clicked Yes, please see the next video on reporting for Target C, as this indicator uses data from indicators C2A, C2B, and C3A for the calculation. Once you are ready for validation, click on Submit Indicator for indicators B2 to B5. If you have made a mistake, you can click Reopen Indicator to make any changes, then click Resubmit. If you have been given access to the system by your country coordinator, but you are unable to enter data, then it is possible the country coordinator has not given you access to enter data for that target or indicator. You will need to contact your country coordinator and ask them to give you access to the target or indicator you need to enter data on.